Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Oh my God! What's that, Mason?
I can't. If you're pointing at something, I can't see.
It's a brand new episode of our podcast. Hey, I've got an idea show.
That's your intro?
I just thought I'd switch it up. What do you think?
Okay. Okay, I think.
Give me your honest criticism.
Okay. I actually, I'm like, if I had known it was coming, like if I had known that was how we were gonna do this thing, I'm actually kind of into the idea of reacting to the beginning of each episode as if it is a horrendous surprise and we didn't know that we were going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Just
what?
Like,
oh no, what's
shit,
that?
It's happening again. What is going on? I don't know.
And then we turn to the recording device and we realize, oh, it was a show all along, much like the format of many sitcoms where
we're not going to introduce ourselves before we explain the show.
My name is Mason Tailsteak Williams.
And I'm Luke Lessashamed Williams. That's a true statement. And today we are going to be inventing the best sitcom that would ever be on TV. But Luke, I gotta ask you, what? You just completely shatter the thing. Luke, I gotta ask you, who even watches TV anymore?
You're right. Let's do something else. No, you know what? It's funny. You mentioned situational comedy.
Yes.
I didn't realize that was what that stood for. I didn't even realize that.
You didn't realize what sitcom, like, were you under the impression that it was its own word? Like it had a Latin root, or like that's an abbreviation for a thing?
No, like I was thinking like Simcom.
Then it would be called Simcoms. I would watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, to be honest, there actually is a YouTube series that sort of machinima made in The Sims, and I don't watch it, so maybe that statement that I just
yep,
just
that's not true.
Not true.
Yeah. So maybe our listeners watch it though.
They might. The one that I'm thinking of, it's called The Strangerhood. I think that's what it's called. I'm giving them free advertising right now.
Okay, so sitcom. What do we need? What do we need? Set the stage.
Okay, so sitcom. We need a group of characters who are together for some reason. Maybe they're a family. Maybe this is taking place at a school. Maybe it's a workplace. Maybe they're just friends. Possibly they're at a bar. And anyway, they go there regularly and they interact in humorous manners, and they have maybe some ongoing plot lines, but also if you get dropped into a random episode, those ongoing plot lines aren't so dense that you wouldn't be able to follow what's going on in that episode.
Right. Self-contained.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a laugh track.
Did you just yawn? Just yawn? Is this boring?
Well, I mean, it's an oxygen thing. It's not always necessarily a boredom response. Sometimes
That's true.
You don't have the oxygen you need, and in that case, I had been talking for several seconds,
and
the oxygen wasn't getting into my brain. I can talk or I can think, Luke. I can't do both.
I'm pretty sure that I yawned in the last episode, and I think it was because you were just boring. So I'm one to talk.
Okay, so you're projecting.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So just checking, all of this you are gonna fix in post. You're gonna not include all of this stuff about how we're yawning because we're boring each other.
Why not?
Fair.
Fresh. Keep going with your list.
Okay, so laugh track.
Yep.
Question mark. Some sitcoms have them, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need several settings. Usually the main one going to be a home
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. If it's a workplace or a bar thing, then the workplace or the bar.
Right.
White people.
Was that the case with Sister?
Did they not have like a token Caucasian at least?
I feel like they probably did, didn't they?
They
I don't know.
I feel excluded over here. How dare they marginalize our people?
What about Family Matters?
Family. Urkel is honorarily white.
Because he's nerdy?
No, he just has excellent taste in suspenders. That's characteristic of our people.
Fair. Our people, the nerds.
I have never worn suspenders in all my 35 and a half years.
I legitimately have. It was for a New Year's party where the theme was that we would be like flappers and it'd be like mobster stuff. And so I wore a black dress shirt with white suspenders, and they gave me, I shit you not, a white trilby to wear.
Nice.
Yep.
Did you tip it at people?
I definitely took a picture of two and said, "Milady." I also, are you familiar with buns? Because that's like a Toronto thing.
Buns, like the food or the hairstyle?
BUNZ. I don't know why they called it this, but the group is, maybe it's an acronym, but the group is basically, it's a Facebook group. Specifically, I think the original one was Toronto, and it's essentially, the only rule is that it's barter only, and you have to make a trade with people for no money.
I've never heard of this before in my life.
Oh, so it's actually pretty cool. It's basically like,
I think you already explained the concept. Thank you, but it does sound pretty cool.
Well, the chair that I normally sit on, my desk chair, I exchanged it for like 2 bottles of wine, and I just met them at a subway station.
And then you sat on them? Like what?
No, I sat on the chair. It was fun.
You traded it away. You don't get to trade away a thing and still have the thing.
The chair that I have now, I have because this trade went down. I needed a chair.
Oh, so you were the one trading away the wine then?
Yes, correct. So,
you had wine and you needed a chair.
Yeah. I also required some plaid shirts for something. Was that what it was? I don't remember. I traded something for like a couple of tall cans.
Of wine?
Subway tokens are also the currency. Anyway,
that's just effectively money at that point.
I've kind of, but here's the thing. I forget
minted,
why
it's in coin form. They're interchangeable. That's fucking money. You're like, your whole thing of like, oh, you can't use money, but you can use these officially minted coin-like objects. Like, fuck you. That's a currency.
Kind of is. But the joke there being that it is sort of Toronto's second currency because it's, used for that. Right. But anyway, I forget why we got on the buns thing in the first place.
Because that's where you got your hat.
Right. I made a posting saying, it was basically this long spoof of me being like a what do you call it? One of those nice guys, gentlemen. one of those guys. But it was this long post about how I would really like to trade this for some like Naruto wall scrolls or or whatever. And then at the very bottom, I'm like, just joking, please get this the fuck out of my house.
Okay.
Anyway, I did wear it. This has nothing to do with the sitcom. We should talk about a sitcom.
Well, okay, so I think we can make this relevant so that we don't have to cut out the past 5 minutes.
Okay, you try. I will try to continue to not.
Okay, so here's how we turn this around. Here's how we make this relevant. Okay, your buns thing.
Yes.
That is the fucking seed kernel of why our protagonists in our show are together. They like traded enough stuff together that they like inadvertently function as a family unit. They're like getting together and swapping shit on the reg, and like one of them is a trilby sporting, nice guy.
Okay.
And one of them is a subway person, and one of them is a flapper, and they fight crime. I don't know.
You had the beginning of an idea, and then it really ran away with you. I think I like the idea of the group getting together, and they get together just because they trade stuff on, like, they constantly are trading shit. I like that idea, but I think that at the center of that, two of them like traded roommates and now are also living together or something.
Okay, like maybe this is like a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants kind of thing, where there is a central item, a single thing that keeps getting passed around between our protagonists, and like in any given episode, you'll know which episode it is because it's like, oh, Joseph still has the snow globe, so we know this is a continuation from last episode because he was gonna trade it away, but then he didn't. So he's going to be trading it away to Jorban this episode.
So let's say I want this to actually be set in Toronto.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't have buns here in London, so
yeah.
I should clarify if anyone's curious. I do live in London, Ontario, not London, England.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like Toronto's got enough like weird cultural things at this point, like with what's his face, Drake. That's the one.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim, but Scott Pilgrim's unfortunately a little bit dated at this point. That's now like almost a decade old.
Well, yeah, but I mean it was a period piece, right?
in a matter of speaking. But like also the stuff that like The Weeknd and Drake are doing with their own like you ever see that owl thing? The owl.
I have
the gold
no
font.
idea.
I think it's like his clothing line, but in Toronto, it's like it now here is like what like Northern Getaway was in our childhood.
Okay. So I got a question vis-a-vis Drake and such.
Yeah.
Do people who actually live in Toronto call it the Six, or is that just his thing?
I actually don't know because that's like a cooler subset of people that might say that, but I don't know if they do. If I was still like, if I ran in different circles that I previously sort of touched base with, then maybe I would know, but I'm not super hip right now.
So is Toronto like a 6 out of 10? Is that what that is? So it's like, oh.
It's the 6 boroughs, but I couldn't even name them for you. I just know that
the Bronx.
Yes, the Bronx.
Manhattan.
The Toronto Bronx. The Toronto
Bronx,
Manhattan.
Toronto Manhattan. The Toronto Staten Island.
Yep. Which is that we do have an island. That's true.
Toronto Brooklyn.
Yep.
Toronto Chinatown.
Yep. You know, I do actually have a friend that lives on Toronto Island. Like, if he wants to get mail, it has to come on a ferry.
They can't just throw it?
Well, no, because there's just no roads to the Toronto Island, even though you can see it from... Anyway.
It's the 21st century. You'd think they could just drone it over.
Well, I don't know why he's getting physical mail anyway.
Yeah, again, it's the 21st century. Do your shit on, like, email and SMS and Snapchat, my dude. Get your bank statements on Snapchat.
Says the guy who, when I was 15 minutes late, I had no way of getting a hold of him.
There are
to let him
thousands of ways that you can get a hold of me. Carrier pigeons. Fucking...
Yes?
Pretty much just
yes, go on.
Pigeons.
Yeah, just them. That's the only one. All right. Sitcom.
You can text me. You have my
sitcom.
phone number.
Do we want a
Sitcom.
wacky neighbor? Do we want a wacky other radio show host?
You want me to blow your mind? You want me to blow your fucking mind?
Yes,
right
please.
Now? I'll blow your mind right out of your fucking skull right
yes,
now.
Please.
Here's the thing.
Do it.
Everyone is a wacky neighbor to somebody else.
I'm dead. You blew up my mind. There's just skull fragments everywhere.
That's like a proverb. You just get that fucking, tattooed on your
I
arm.
think that that's probably not super true because there's plenty of people who just by every measures from surface value of when you look at them, they just are not defined as wacky. They're just not a wacky person. Like they're just super plain milquetoast.
Okay.
Very, very boring person.
Well, again, that's context dependent, right? Like you take someone who is a boring person here and you drop them in the middle of Papua New Guinea and all of a sudden they're wacky.
I don't even think so, because like you could still out boring that scenario. Like, okay, you drop me. I'm gonna play this character for a second. You drop me in Papua New Guinea. Be a local Papua New Guinea man. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Well, I don't speak Papua New Guinean, so I can't.
All right, but just be the guy that greets me.
All right. I'm gonna give it my best shot.
All right.
Hello, hey, Anger Stray. Way Ingsbray Ooye Ear Hey.
I'm sorry, I don't really speak your language.
Way? I way don't they understand way ooye.
I am pulling the plug on this right away. It is not good.
that's
my shtick was gonna be that like he was used to be the guy that resorted the books into the Dewey Decimal System in the library, but then now he's shifted to tax law because it was his passion.
They don't have that shit in Papua New Guinea.
They don't have libraries or taxes in Papua New Guinea?
Well, they don't have the Dewey Decimal System. They have like a different decimal system, the Uwe Day Decimal System.
Oh my god.
Completely different.
You mean the Uwe Day, Esimal Day, Istamse.
I didn't know you spoke Papua New Guinean.
Yeah, well, I've been practicing.
Wow.
Sitcom.
Yes.
So, what's our setting? We want Toronto.
No, we gotta set this in the 6. Deep in the 6.
You know what? I'm liking that random noun generator. I want to just use it again. So
Okay.
what's the next thing we're gonna sort out?
Okay, so well, I mean, the thing that is getting passed around on buns that ties this all together, the snow globe,
Right.
that the MacGuffin, the traveling pants of this whole show.
Yes. Oh, you want me to just determine what that tradable is right now?
Yes, like I'm actually kind of liking Snow Globe though. Like, can we bring in the Snow Globe from St. Elsewhere that contains like the Tommy Wiseau verse or whatever?
Why not the snow globe from Citizen Kane? I guess it broke.
Is that not the same? Yeah, no, that broke. It's like, oh, I've got this authentic snow globe from Citizen Kane. It's like, that broke, dude.
I got
sold a bogus artifact.
I got this authentic snow globe, the snow globe pieces from the set of Citizen Kane.
That would actually be super valuable.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna actually pick the thing now. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, they're all trading place. Great, thank you.
Well, I mean, that's already a show, Trading Places. Isn't that a show?
I think so.
Okay.
Trading spaces, I think.
Okay, I need you to look up that show because I never watched it. I need you to tell me what the fuck that show was about.
It's Trading Spaces.
Trading Spaces.
And Trading Spaces is neighbors swap houses, and with the help of a designer and a carpenter, they transform a room in 2 days.
Okay, so here's the thing. Our sitcom is about like some people who went on this show, and it's supposed to be a reality show, and like, oh, we're gonna renovate your house, and then through comedic misadventures, they both irreparably fuck up each other's houses, and they both refuse to move back into their own houses until their houses are fixed, and like they bond over time over this terrible mishap and this reality show that failed.
I almost like that, except I feel like it's too it's too difficult to set up a rule set where like the reality show gives a shit. Like, if you don't, if I learned anything about my very limited touching base with reality show stuff, it's that they have a set ass formula, and stuff does not break from it. So suddenly people want to like do something else. It's like, oh no, you already signed away on this contract that like you just go back to doing what you're. Shut up.
Right.
Shut up or we'll sue, basically.
Okay, and we're not making a reality show. We're making a fucking sitcom. So
yeah,
let's get all this reality show shit out of here. We gotta have a reason for some people to trade residences on buns in the 6.
What if it was just like a bar conversation? Like, oh, you know, the wacky end of the conversation is like, oh man, it would be so perfect if we just traded places. And then it just like ... I mean, would that be...
Well, I mean, you're basically describing Freaky Friday, but with a house.
Right.
It's just like, I wish you could live where I live for 24 hours. Then you'd see.
Hold up.
Whoa, what happened? We Freaky Friday'd our houses.
I've got the Modern Family approach to this, how we're going to make it new and interesting social dynamic.
You have my attention.
They're a pair of swingers.
Ooh.
And they swap places. They swap places because they also swap spouses.
Ooh. I believe that's also a reality show, though.
Is it?
Yeah, like wife swap.
Jesus Christ, what is our society doing? Hang on, wife swap.
It's either a reality show or it's porn or possibly both.
It's got a strong 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, that's a mark of quality. They're not making it for the critics. They're making it for the fans.
But this is a thing. Yeah, I think that was the one that meme of the really religious lady. Yeah, I think that was that. But that's like not. That's just like, okay, she plays mom for a day. She feeds the kids or whatever.
In our show, they fuck.
Yeah, I'm saying the fuck version.
Make no mistake, in our show, they fuck.
So maybe this sort of follows the lives of two couples, whether they're married or not, is kind of inconsequential of this. And they just they have a sort of established like conversation that they're all joking, they're having a few drinks or whatever, and then they're sort of like, no, what if we actually did the thing?
What if we actually... Oh, I've got a crazy idea. What if we all fuck? Like, I'm just totally joking unless you're into it. But just off the top, the wacky concept. Wouldn't it be funny if we all fucked? ... Right.
And traded goods.
And traded all of our goods. And also the places where we live and our entire lives. And also, I'll go to your job and you come to my job. Like, but
I'm gonna go ahead and
doctorate. I don't know how to do. You're an anesthesiologist. I would kill people. Like,
so I feel like we are examining where our situation right here. I have a feeling like maybe if I was to diagnose our current invention status, I think we haven't honed in on too many specifics yet. Like, we could do this, or they could trade things, or they could swap houses, or maybe it's in Toronto, or a bar, or...
Well, I mean, all of those things can be true simultaneously. Bars exist in Toronto. I believe bars exist in Toronto. Like, I'm taking your word for it. I have never been to a bar in Toronto.
I have to say, some awesome bars exist in Toronto.
There is at least one bar in the 6.
And you know what? I'm not even...
I'm gonna keep calling it the 6. I get that's funny.
Sure, I don't care. I really don't. But
I'm gonna call London the 4.
Why? Does it have 4 things?
I have no idea how many. Hang on. How many fucking MPs do we have? Let's see. London, Ontario, MP. How many districts do we have?
So I take this time to thank you for tuning in and listening to us once again.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
I'm not gonna do that shtick. That's your shtick.
Well, I mean, I'm looking up a thing. I need you to advertise for Squarespace for me while I'm doing this.
This episode brought to you by Squarespace.
Damn right it is.
It's not, though. So, I think we need some more specifics. I'm staring down this random noun
Oh my
generator.
god, I do believe we have 4. Yes.
Sweet, okay.
Here in London, Ontario, we have 4 ridings.
For the
London
rest...
North Centre, London West, London Fanshawe, and Elgin Middlesex London. So yes, London is the 4.
I want you to call it that forever now.
I'm gonna address letters, postage. Like when I want to send a letter to anywhere here in London, it will be to the 4.
You know what's
Ontario.
great? You know what's great about that is that if you tried to send a letter somewhere else in London and you addressed it such and such street, such and such postal code, the 4, Ontario, Canada. The postal delivery system, they might reject it, but probably they'll just be like, what the fuck is 4? Fuck, and then they Google it, they look at the postal code, it's like, okay, it is in London, so I'll just... And then it will work, and then it will get delivered. God damn it. All right. So, and then gradually, if you keep doing it, it will catch on.
In the Postal Service, which is, of course, the hub of popular culture and, like, our rappers that we have here in London, who exist, they will start calling it the 4 in songs.
Mason.
Yes.
We have a couple of fun ideas in the void. We've got a nice thought web going. The whiteboard is kind of scrambly looking. It's not super honed in yet. But we got some ideas that are up there.
We need to distill this.
We got to distill this down. I think we go next to characterization. Let's pick out our Jerry, our George, our Kramer, and our Elaine, or
who will all fuck. Yes, we need our fuckers.
Sure. Let's start with the titular character, the one that defines our show, which also needs a name.
Right.
Which I could,
so
for the name, no.
Every person.
How about we do this? How about for the name? Sometimes we really form it down to a really awesome name that is super apropos. Let's flip that on its head. Let's go with the next 2 words that come up. What do you say?
Like out of our mouths? Or...
No, out of the random noun generator. The next 2.
Do it.
All right.
Pull that trigger.
I am so excited. Our sitcom will be called Business Ice.
Yes. The sitcom so nice, they named it once. Business Ice.
So I think we know where the scenario is going. I think it is either perpetually winter or they actually work for like an ice cube company.
Or like immigration.
Maybe that's a little too touchy right now. Let's make like maybe that will be a hilarious episode.
Ice could also be diamonds.
Regardless, there was an
cocaine?
unpredicted colon between business and ice.
Business Ice. Well, we remove the colon, make it all one word. Business Ice.
Or it could be business ? Ice period.
Business Ice.
All right. So, characterization. That's our title.
Yes.
Tell me about our titular character.
Well, that's his name, so it's going to be
Ice-T?
weird.
We got Ice-T?
Well, Ice-T or Ice Cube.
Yeah, one of the two.
Or possibly Vanilla Ice.
Wow.
He's probably the one we can afford.
Oh, he really doesn't deserve to be with the other two. I mean, he did the ninja rap, but...
Why, yeah, but fucking ninja rap, man. If you got a problem, he's gonna solve it. Check out the hook. Wow.
It's the beat.
What beat?
It's the beat. He revolves the beat.
The DJ does revolve the beat, yes. Anyway, okay, so our main guy, Vanilla Ice, as business, and he is married
His name is not business.
Well, his name is Business, and he's married, but he needs a little extra spice to his ice. So he like decides, hey, my friends, we're gonna fuck.
So is this sort of one of those scenarios where, okay, so you know how, like, I don't know if maybe I'm talking about my ass here, but like, I I think this is true that, like, in the BDSM subcultures that frequently clients that just want to be spanked and whipped and made um the sub. Sorry, that's the thing. They
Right.
want to be made the sub. They
will
live.
contact Vanilla Ice.
No, they are, like, they have super stressful business jobs where they have to maintain an air of superiority and be dominant in their field, and so that's why for them it's a fantasy to be able to be the servant, etc., right? So I forget how I got on this train.
Well, that's clearly Vanilla Ice's life. So he's, a very powerful individual, and he comes home at the end of the day, and he's like, "Oh, I just wish I could give up that control, and like I didn't have to carry my 9 all the time."
All right, so we got the okay. Now I want to be pretty confident about this, and it comes in all shades, sure, but like he is a dominant personality type who is probably sub in the bedroom, right?
Oh my God! Can we make it part of like the continual running gag that he is the worst fucking sub in the world?
Perfect. All right, we got so Vanilla Ice, business throughout the day,
but not so vanilla at night. He's just ice.
That's actually really good. Not so vanilla at night.
Thank you.
And then he's the worst sub. Like, what does the worst sub look like? Paint me a picture.
Okay, just like you'll say, okay, I'm gonna spank you now.
Yeah.
Get on my bend over my knees, and then it'll just be like, you didn't shave your legs recently. It's bristly on my abdomen. Could you shave, please, before we continue? And then the person he's with, who is also the worst dom in the world, just without thinking is like, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of that. Hang on, wait here." And then goes into the bathroom, and she's like halfway through shaving her upper thighs, and is like, "Wait a minute."
All right, so worst dom, who's that?
Okay, who is the pop culture opposite of Vanilla Ice?
I my brain immediately went to Nicki Minaj.
My brain went to Chocolate Rain, which that's not his name.
You mean Tay Zonday?
I do mean Tay Zonday.
By the way,
like, what's the opposite of Vanilla Ice? It would have to be chocolate, and then my brain auto completed to Chocolate Rain, and it was like, yeah, that actually works. Wait, no, it absolutely doesn't.
I want you to do a quick thing, by the way. If you weren't aware of this, Tay Zonday.
Yes.
You know how you are winning.
Can we start the rumor that he is actually having sex with Vanilla Ice in the real world? Like,
I mean, we can now.
Okay, but sorry, continue.
Tay Zonday, you know how you say that you are winning Twitter?
I'm constantly winning Twitter, yes.
Have you looked at Tay Zonday's Twitter?
I admit I have not. Is it just Tay Zonday? Did he lock that down?
It is in fact Tay Zonday.
Oh my God! Right off the bat, he's winning that.
But I want you to take a look. I'm gonna pop it into the chat here. I want you to take a look.
I got Chocolate Rainmaker, singer, actor, voice, OG. Oh my God!
That's the one.
Amazing profile. Okay, so
take a look at his ratio.
He's following 480,000 people.
Because he's the worst dom ever.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to address our listening public and indeed the entire fucking universe.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, please. if you're following more than 1,000 people on Twitter, you are effectively following no one. There is no way that you are processing that much information. If you are following more than 1,000 people on Twitter, that number becomes meaningless. There's no way you're reading that.
I would say that I'm following 650 to my 300. So my ratio is worse than yours. Okay, I will admit.
Yeah, I am following 2 people.
I know you are.
That is my deal. I'm following 2 people, and I currently have 927 followers.
Really?
Yep,
That's
927.
Good for you. That's up. The last I checked, it was in the 700s. So good for you. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm a baller, and also shot caller.
So here's the thing, though. I will admit that at this point, probably 100 of those are dead, defunct, or bots, or whatever. I could
follow bots. Why would you follow?
Well, I would clean that up, but I haven't taken the time. And every once in a while, I'll unfollow someone because they'll just be dumb a couple times in a row. And holy shit, we are still not designing a sitcom. We're talking about Twitter. Let's go back to that.
Must we?
We've got Vanilla Ice, the world's worst
world's worst sub, Vanilla Ice, with his lover, the world's worst dom, Tay Zonde.
No, but it has to be a swinger relationship with the other 2.
Okay.
And I feel like with the ratio for a modern day,
we need a couple of ladies.
No. I think we need a lady, and I think we need a non-binary.
Ooh, I'm into it.
Either a non-binary or trans, one of the 2.
Okay, so we need an It's Pat.
Kind of. I don't want It's Pat because that's like a gender.
Also, probably not actually an inclusive thing.
Yeah, not so good.
The opposite of what we want.
Not so good at that. Yeah.
So we got a lady and we got a non-binary person.
Let's go ahead and do this. Let's make them all like very sex positive. Like, it's one thing to have it be that in, say, for example, the Seinfeld universe, they were generally hooking up with, probably a person a month.
Anything that moved, yeah.
Or anything that moved. Probably an arc of a particular episode per episode.
Yes.
But we want it to be a little bit more intimate. Yeah, everybody's banging each other.
Time, again, the opposite of Seinfeld is a very sex positive thing where it's like, hey, this is like not a source of misanthropy. This is an actual positive fucking thing. We're making a positive lifestyle thing.
Okay, so I think that the lady is a performer of some kind, and her thing is that she is a really bad performer.
I'm into it.
Because this is actually working out pretty well in the sense that, you know how Seinfeld is supposed to be like they're really shitty people.
I didn't actually get that until the last episode.
Right, like that, but it's more the fact that like they aren't terrible people because it's relatable, but they wind up doing shitty things most of the time.
Right.
Like they wind up doing the selfish thing most of the time.
Okay, yes.
I like the concept of, instead of it being that they're shitty at ethics, they are shitty at the thing they're trying to be.
Okay. So shitty at the thing they're trying to be, but they are fundamentally good people.
Yeah, so we can have it be, ethically actually kind of inspiring, but they all suck.
Okay.
Like, suck in an endearing way, though.
So we've got the worst sub, we got the worst dom, we got the worst performer, and our non-binary person is the worst activist.
That's not really sexually specific, though.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be, but
performer, unless she's a sexual performer of some sort.
No, that was where I was going with that. Yes,
like a burlesque kind of thing.
Like
or
it's
a straight up stripper.
Like it's a burlesque thing, but she does Elaine's version of dancing.
Oh, I am so into it. I am so into it. Okay, so her partner, the non-binary person, is the person who does her wardrobe and hair and makeup, and they are
Oh
just
God,
the
that's good.
worst. Just the worst at it.
So she looks like garbage while she's performing like garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good. So they swap with each other, I
Yeah.
guess. I'm trying now. I have to think of all of those interconnective relationships too.
So like now we've got Tay Zonde. He comes over to like the non-binary person. He's like, just a heads up. I'm really into whatever, but I don't actually know what kind of plumbing you got. And the non-binary person is like, well, it's none of your business. And he's like, well, it kind of is my business because I'm here to have intimate relations with you, and we're gonna do that now. They're like, well, no, it's still none of your business. Put on this blindfold. Things are gonna happen to you now. And because he's the worst dom in the world, he's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
What? that got creepy weird though. I think.
Well, it hasn't been creepy weird until now, but it just got creepy weird, so I'm sorry about that.
Like the thing about that is that we would be talking about, like, even though we would be doing analogs for these people,
You're thinking we can't get the real...
I can't get the real Tay
Tay
Zonde out of my head for that. Yeah.
Damn.
And I don't fully know who that non-binary
Robert Van
person would be.
Winkle?
Robert Van Winkle?
I'm fairly certain that's Vanilla Ice's real name.
Oh my God.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Nailed it. Yes.
He was
culture master.
He was born on Halloween.
Damn right he was.
Well,
how old is he now, out of curiosity?
he was born in 1967. So 40, right? 50. He's 50.
Yep.
God. All right. So that means he was 33 for Ice Ice Baby. Didn't look at 33 for that at all. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we sort of have some characters. Business Ice. Let's talk about that.
Business Ice.
How do we make it the business?
Well, he goes to business and he gives it the business. He's like, it's stressful. He's got to be alpha all the fucking time.
I'm sorry. He goes to business. I said
he goes to one of those big business buildings you see, and he does business in it. That like grown-ups do.
You know what? I was about to say that's not specific enough, and then I remembered Neil Patrick Harris's character in How I Met Your Mother, Barney, and it's like, that's the joke, is that you don't know what he does. Much like the joke of Maurice is that you don't get to see her despite how crazy she sounds every time. Any description of Maurice is the most interesting description possible.
I'm sorry, are you referring to Maris?
I am, in fact, referring to Maris.
Because it's not what you said just now. That's
Maurice.
not how you pronounce. No.
Yes, Maury. I meant Maury. Were we not talking about Maury? No, this isn't talk shows. This is sitcom.
We can do talk shows later.
All right, so let's go through a typical arc. Let's do a quick episode.
Okay. So
in like 5 minutes.
Okay. So here's our opener.
Yep.
Our performer lady,
Mm-hmm.
she's real excited because there's a big Hollywood talent scout who's in the area, and she's like, "Oh man, I might be able to get a bit part in this movie, and that might launch me because I'll finally have an entry on IMDb. That might launch my career." And even though, like, you know, they're trying their best, hair makeup person is just, you know, crap on toast. And so Vanilla Ice and Tay Zonde, they're like, oh man, I don't want to hurt their feelings, but we've got to remake over this makeover. And so they try to accident, like pretend like it's all accidents, but they're actually making the makeover better, like pretending that that's not what they're doing. It's like, oops, I spilled coffee on your thing. Here, let me just raise the hemline so it doesn't show. Like, oops, I accidentally rubbed off 2/3 of your eyeshadow. Let me fix that for you. And then, like, the joke is, even though they're doing their best, it turns out, like, the talent scout actually hates it because he loves what would have been, and he, like, gets signs on the other person who looks like what female performer looked like at the start of the show.
The old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, and they're like, oh, this is the hot new look now. And she's like, oh, that was totally what I looked like 15 minutes ago before you clowns spilled coffee on me. I'll never forgive you. And they're like, oh, we're sorry, we were just trying to help. It's like, what do you mean you were just trying to help? I thought those were all accidents. Oh no, our relationship. And then sulking, but then
oh my god, please,
hot makeup sex.
Please, okay, sure. Figured you were going there eventually, but okay, I want to do a quick thing for the other two people. All right.
You have my attention.
I also grabbed a random name generator.
Yes.
Because I don't want these to be based off real people. I just want to kind of go with a blank slate for two of them.
Okay,
and
so two people are for real celebrities that we will absolutely get. The other two people are...
And this is first... Sorry. We're going to go... Oh, it won't generate a last name for me.
Just
so
do
I guess...
two first names in a row, and one will be the first name, and the other first name will be the last name.
Sure. Okay, so here's the
we can
name
append Smith
of our female performer.
Yes.
Her name will be Kiara.
Kiara, I love it. I love it.
Dagmar.
Dagmarson. Kiara Dagmarson.
Kiara Dagmarson. And there's for gender, it actually is split into masculine, feminine, ambiguous, and either. So thankfully we've got ambiguous here.
God bless the 21st century.
I know. I'm pretty. I'm bookmarking both of these. Anyway.
Fuck yes.
So
I have a feeling we're gonna need this generator for subsequent episodes.
So ambiguous, the non-binary makeup and wardrobe assistant is Courtney.
Courtney, love it, love it.
Rashmi.
Courtney Brashmi.
Rashmi with an R.
Rashmi. Okay, can we invert that and make it Rashmi Courtney?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Rashmi Courtney. I am like starting a generators bookmark folder right now.
Do the thing. Yes.
Anyway, so that was the one subplot. Give me a day in the life of Tay and Vanilla.
Okay. So Tay and Robert.
Yes, Tay and Robert.
They're going to make brownies to bring to this meet that they're going to, and then they get like halfway done making it, and then and the whole time Tay's like, oh hey guy, you should totally measure out 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of sugar and then mix them. He's like, I don't know how. And then Tay's like, oh, that's okay, I'll just do it for you. And they're again continuing on the theme of being the worst. And then they get like halfway done it, and they're like, oh wait, one of the people at this meeting we're going to, they don't do gluten, so we got to make like a gluten-free one. And they're like, oh wait, one of the people is going to be there is allergic to chocolate, so we got to make like a carob version. And like, oh no, that one has nuts in it, and somebody there is going to be allergic to nuts. So they wind up making like thousands upon thousands of brownies, and their whole kitchen is covered in brownies and brownie-related detritus.
Okay.
And then we need subplot. Okay, so the B plot is our performer lady and other person. They are on a bus, and the
Wait.
bus.
I guess there's a subplot there. I mean, I was thinking the one plot with the two of them from before would be the other one for this one episode. So
Okay, so we're bringing this together for the same episode. All right,
yeah,
all right, okay. Okay, so they're going back and forth between sabotaging the appearance and also coming back home and trading off, making batch upon batch of brownies, spending hundreds of dollars in ingredients on these brownies when they could just get actual pre-baked brownies for like
right. But that
$5.
wouldn't be thoughtful enough.
That wouldn't be sufficiently thoughtful, exactly. And then he's like, "Can't we just bring fruit?" No, we said we were bringing brownies. And okay, so then when at the culmination of it, at the end of the episode, when we got to bring the plot lines together, and like non-binary person is super upset because she's like, "You guys didn't trust my artistic vision. Well, how would you like it if I didn't trust your brownies?" And then something happens to all the brownies that's comedic in some way. Okay, help me out. This all takes place in Toronto. What is something that is in Toronto that could humorously accommodate 3 metric tons of brownies?
I mean, I guess the Steam Whistle Brewery has some old trains.
Oh, they inadvertently dump 3 tons of brownie into the trains at the Steam Whistle Brewery, who absolutely will give us the rights for their location for this shot.
They really are liberal with letting people in there for any reason, though. So actually,
good.
maybe.
Okay, and just brownie everywhere, and it gets in the Steam Whistle Brewery beer. But then it turns out, oh my god, that makes it the best beer ever.
Awesome.
You're a genius. And
Nice.
then everybody has delicious brownie beer.
Like, the brownie falls in the beer and they immediately drink it, and it's the best beer ever.
Well, it's like Skittlebrow, but with brownie brow.
I think that sounds like the best episode ever of the best sitcom possibly conceivable by man.
Yes.
And, well, it was 2 men that did it, so yeah.
Well, I mean, we put our heads together.
We did. I think I'm done with Business Ice.
We're done with Business Ice. Print it, ship it.
I think I still feel like they should have owned like an ice cube delivery company or something. But it would just be, the stuff melted again. Oh no.
Oh no.
Over and
our
over
ice.
and over. Oh no, not our ice again. It's like,
no, wait, hang on. Like ice, like fucking Zamboni shit. Like
oh
this
yeah,
is
maybe
taking place in Canada, right?
Shit,
So,
that was good. We should have went with that.
curling, hockey, skating rinks. That can be the business that Vanilla Ice is in. He's ice, but he's also in the business of ice.
Robert's Business Ice.
Yes.
I could cut a trailer for this sitcom way better than I can write the actual sitcom. Mostly because it's just a throwaway gag, but I feel
I'd
like
watch this
would you?
once.
There's the truth. Speaking of the truth,
Yes.
if you enjoyed this episode and our little shtick that we did, if you've got any suggestions for like ways to expand on what we talked about,
yes.
contribute. Do
Please do the thing that you said just now. Yes.
It'll be fun to do.
That
We've
would
got the Twitter HIGAI show. We've got an iTunes rating thing that you can leave a good rating if you feel like it. Hey, you could also,
like it.
there's other ways. Tell a friend. We could all talk about it together. It'd be fun. Also,
and you know what? We have ourselves also individual Twitter accounts. So if you wanted to tweet something specifically to me that you didn't want Luke to see, you could send it to the tailsteak. Or if you wanted something to tweet to Luke and you wanted to be a secret from me so I wouldn't see it, you could send it to Lessashamed.
it's true. And then we could like fuse that information together. You can pit us against each other, really.
Yes, drive a wedge into our relationship. Make us hate each other, brother against brother.
It's not hard to do, really.
It's really not. Just be like, hey, I like your sacrifice, and not his, and I will kill my brother with a rock.
So, speaking of killing me with a rock, what would you like to invent next week, brother?
I'm glad you segued that way, because I already had this idea that I was going to say, and this actually is a very good segue. I think that we're going to go from one media property to another, and we are going to write the script for the best action movie.
Nice.
Damn right.
I'm down. Sounds good.
Down. I know you're down.
And that will do it for this episode. Thanks again for listening. And until next time, your ideas can inspire the world.
That's absolutely not our outro. Suck Grimace's dick, and you know it's Suck Grimace's dick. Suck Grimace's goddamn floppy purple dick.
In case anybody was thinking I wasn't trying to stop that from being our outro slogan, that was my last attempt.
Suck Grimace's dick.
I'm embracing it. I am also sucking Grimace's dick.
You're also embracing the dick, yes.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like that?
Yep.